Who hasn't experienced some level of dread over the question of whether or not they'll ever find happiness or figure out what to do with their life? The experience is more often than not disorienting, discouraging, and downright depressing. Thankfully, there's an age-old Japanese concept that can help to reframe our existential crisis: Ikigai. This video is sponsored by Surfshark. One of the worst experiences is hearing about a new great show, looking it up on the streaming service of your choice, and finding out that they no longer carry it. Isn't the internet supposed to be open and limitless, a place where you can find anything you've ever wanted? Thankfully, there's Surfshark VPN. Surfshark VPN lets you virtually place your favorite devices anywhere in the world. This allows you to access up to 15 different Netflix libraries, and a ton of other geographically blocked content that you would never be able to see. Surfshark is like a key that unlocks the true potential of the internet. And are you worried about privacy? Surfshark VPN protects your IP address and uses the same encryption technology as the US government. This guarantees that your personal data will remain for your eyes only, even when using public Wi-Fi. Get Surfshark VPN by entering the promo code Sisyphus for 83% off and 3 extra months for free. Click on the link in the description below. The idea behind Ikigai was largely popularized in a book by the Japanese psychiatrist Mieko Kamiya, who spent her life treating those with leprosy. In On the Meaning of Life, she explains that Ikigai means two things: the object itself and the feeling of the one who experiences the object. This is quite vague. However, when we break down the word, we reveal its meaning. Iki generally means to live, and gai refers to reason or object. Together, the word Ikigai means an arrival to the reason for living, or in other words, the meaning of life. This sounds similar to the ancient Greek concept of eudaimonia, a sense of purpose in life that differs from the transitory pleasure of hedonia. However, Ikigai has a social dimension that makes it unique. There are 3 directions: social, asocial, and antisocial. The social direction of Ikigai involves activities that are accepted or embraced by society, such as volunteering. The asocial direction refers to activities that are not directly related to society, such as faith. In fact, Kamiya argues that the purpose behind religion is to give people meaning to their life. The antisocial direction refers to those who find their Ikigai through hateful or harmful activities, such as serial killers or fraudsters. This is an interesting component to Ikigai that is absent in other understandings of purpose, demonstrating that people can feel a sense of meaning while doing hurtful things to others. We are, of course, rarely born into the world knowing what our Ikigai is. Kamiya suggests that when one considers their Ikigai, 2 questions emerge. What is my existence for? And if there is a purpose behind it, am I faithful to it? Answering these questions is no easy task. It tends to involve a great deal of self-reflection, time, and effort. As Kamiya argues, it also involves carefully selecting which themes to follow throughout their life. When someone discovers something new, such as an interest or activity, they must determine whether this new theme is relevant to their true nature. If somebody fails to do this by either pursuing the wrong theme or choosing not to pursue the right one, such a mistake could lead to neurosis or depression. A good example of this is the French Impressionist painter Paul Gauguin. In 1871, Gauguin found a job as a stockbroker. From the age of 23 and for 11 following years, Gauguin spent his time making tons of money through boring desk work. At the same time, Gauguin would visit the nearby cafes, bumping shoulders with impressionists and learning more and more about the art world. Despite initial negative reviews to his own paintings, Gauguin decided that art was what he truly wanted to pursue and quit stockbroking. He is now known for influencing Picasso and Matisse. We can't all revolutionize the world by quitting our day jobs and taking up our hobbies, but Gauguin's story does demonstrate the significance of being faithful to one's Ikigai, no matter how much time has passed. But how do you find yours to begin with? This is the Ikigai diagram, a commonly used tool in determining which career might suit you. In order to find one's Ikigai or purpose, one must fill in each sphere with its appropriate content. Then, when finished, you are supposed to follow whatever it is that lands in the middle. Some have argued, however, that not all dimensions are relevant to traditionally defined Ikigai, such as the "you are paid for it" sphere. Instead, some, such as Michiko Kumano, simply define Ikigai as a state of well-being that arises from devotion to activities one enjoys, which also brings a sense of fulfillment. Under this definition, making a living isn't a component to Ikigai. Rather, as long as one is experiencing a form of flow and purpose, then they have found it. Some even suggest that Ikigai means being fully present and embracing the mindset that one could build a happy and active life. Overall, Ikigai refers to the meaning of one's life in a holistic and social way, unique to Japanese culture. Although understanding this concept may not offer any practical solutions by way of pointing to what you should do in your life, it hopefully helps in reframing how that question should be considered.